Hello, welcome to this week's Sam and Ahmed podcast, Chatting Ball
as he usually
with Sam and Ahmed.
Yeah. We had to scrape the barrel of the content.
There's not much happening this week.
Like, you know when the Nutella jar's going and you have to really scrape on the sides. That's with this week of football because it's been almost like a mixed bag. We've had some Premier League games, a handful. The Europa League, which we'll get into, and some FA Cup upset, which also we'll get into. But
we've got to wait another 10 days for the next Premier League game.
Exactly.
Which is a bit like, I don't really want to wait 10 days.
I mean, like, for example, when it comes to international football, I feel like international football is one of those things where it's like, people like it when it's a big competitive competition, but of course, they need this time to develop bond and gel, what have you, and the managers pick their best squad and their starting 11 from it. But again, it's just a bit boring. But what do you think about the England call-up? Do you think Gareth got it right?
Well, I don't know, because I don't see how you can omit Trent from that squad. He's been the best right back in the world for the last 2 years. No one's debating it. Like, yes, his defensive numbers aren't that great, but surely he offers more at a right back than Kyle Walker does.
Yeah.
Because Kyle Walker, he's all right. He's a good right back. He's good for Man City, but this season he's been outplayed by Cancelo. And it's just like, I don't really. Can you see him omitting Trent at the end come the Euros? Like, I don't.
The thing is with these players this is for players out of form, form and stuff like that. When you see players like Arnold, who you put up there, like Trent is there, like no one comes close, and you see him constantly dip like that, it's almost like his fall from grace is happening a lot harder than certain players, Like, and we see certain players improving, like Kyle Walker and stuff like that, and I think Kieran Trippier is doing all right at Atletico. So why not give him a chance?
Except for his 10-week ban for betting.
Of course. But why not give the opportunity to someone else who's in form? Because again, when picking a national team, I think Gareth, in all his wisdom, sometimes gets slated for picking names, not form. So now he's got to pick form over names. So probably Trent isn't the one to go to. Maybe if he starts picking up at Liverpool again, we see that old Trent of old that you were talking about, then maybe he'll come back into the team and he'll be fine. But
I see the key of international football is building a squad that know each other, so that when you come into international football, they're all friends. They all know what each other are going to do. It's like building more of a team than just picking the best players. And that's why I think Pickford starts every game, because it's like you've got to keep them constant. Harry Maguire will start every game because he's in that constant bracket. Like, no Jordan Henderson this time is a bit.
It's a huge blow.
Like, Harry Kane's in that constant. Jordan Pickford's in that constant. Like, no Pickford. This week we might have, as an England fan, we might have maybe two of the constants that are there. There's got, because the way I see it, there's got to be a striker, midfielder, defender, goalkeeper. Always got to be the first names on the team sheet. There's got to be one every time, and they all know exactly what's happening. They can command the rest of the team. So this week, without Henderson, without Pickford, my two favourite England players, understandable reasons. Both from Sunderland and
from Newcastle.
But without Henderson and Pickford, there's only really Maguire and Kane that are going to be in that team for the long run.
The two Harrys.
Exactly, two Harrys. That's a nice way of putting it out. That might make a nice little title. But so I don't know if dropping Trent means that, because it means he's going to want to take two right backs to the actual tournament. So he's probably because Trent's been in every single squad for the last 2 years, I think. So it's probably checking whether he wants to take, which one he wants to take, because I guess either Wan-Bissaka's not no chance by the looks of things. Wan-Bissaka's going to end up playing for Congo, which is a big miss. A couple of years ago, Wan-Bissaka would have been England's starting right back.
Defensively, Wan-Bissaka I have no problems with. I, as a Man United fan, obviously I love him, but going up in attack, and now right backs are no longer classed as defensive positions sometimes. I think you're classed as a bit of a midfielder, a bit of a winger, a bit of everything as a fullback. Look at Luke Shaw, for instance. And it's that juxtaposition. On the left, we have Luke Shaw, who can run up the range, who can cross, who scored a big goal against City, let's forget, and looks like our best player by far. And then you look to your right of Man United, you got Wan-Bissaka, who kind of looks unconfident, kind of looks a bit dazed, kind of just like staying in that defence position, almost playing like another centre-back role.
I think, well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Wan-Bissaka can't play a 5-back.
No.
Which is why I think Gareth doesn't like it. Because Gareth wants to be able to change it from a 5 at the back into a 4 at the back. Maybe a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Make use of the attackers and 2 defensive mids, or switch it into a 5 at the back, and have 5-2-3, and have 3 attackers, because that's what he was playing in friendlies earlier in the season, wasn't it? And Wan-Bissaka can't play on that right wing back role, the right mid, right wing back in a 5-back. He's not getting up and down that pitch. He's not got the attacking numbers. He doesn't put the attacking numbers up in the Premier, at least, like Trent does, like Trippier does, and I guess like Walker does. Walker's all right at attacking, overlapping runs and dragging it back. I mean, it's easy in that City team, isn't it? Because there's always someone for you to play into. So you're going to put up good attacking numbers. But Wan-Bissaka's got no chance. So it's basically Walker, Trippier, Trent fighting for 2 positions, and all 3 of them are good right backs. We all agree that they're great full backs.
And when you talk about the England team as general, I mean, there's some key players missing. I think Maddison, Barnes, I know you love him from FPL.
I do like Barnes.
Grealish. Those are 3 names, and I'm sure I'm missing out others. That I think it would be amazing to see if they were there, because I thought Harvey Barnes, he deserved his right to be in that team. Madison deserved his right. Grealish should have, there was no question that he was going to get called up anyway. I think obviously it's just injuries for all 3 of them, respectively. But you talk about form, and like you look at form, like Luke Shaw has suddenly gone from from being completely outside the England call-up.
Well, Luke Shaw was probably on the fringes as a, 3rd choice left back, and now he's probably 1st choice.
Yeah, no one thought Luke Shaw would come back into the fold for England and do so well. And I'm hoping he does well when he puts it back on, puts on the England shirt. I think our first game is against San Marino anyway.
Yeah.
I think on Wednesday or something like that. Yeah. I have to check. Hopefully we can talk about it next episode. Hopefully we didn't have a shock tie that England lose against San Marino.
Yeah,
but,
hopefully. But
who
knows?
We'll have to see how they do, because again, I don't think Gareth is going to play that strong of a team. He might give Sam Johnson a call up and goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it depends, because I can see Pickford and Henderson have to be there.
But
I've never really understood international managers calling up free keepers, if I'm honest with you. If it means you can bring a wildcard player, which is a question I actually want to ask you, who would be your wildcard? But we can come on to that.
Go for it.
Well, I don't see why you choose free keepers, because what are the chances that 2 of your keepers get injured? It's very low.
Yeah.
And in an international tournament, you've got, I think it's 8 games? From total? And what are the chances that both your keepers getting injured for 8 games?
True.
And the suspension's only 1 game.
Yeah.
So if a keeper gets suspended, they don't play 1 game and then they're back.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of international managers obviously complain about it, because I think it's just an unwritten rule that every team has to take 3 goalkeepers. I think it's just a thing. I can't think of any times in history or where teams, lost all 3 keepers, or like lost 2 and they've had to play their 3rd one. The only thing that comes to mind is when Holland were doing really well in the 2014 Brazil World Cup, and then obviously Louis van Gaal in the 3rd place playoff for the last 10 minutes, I think, took off Kinzer and brought Michel Vorm.
No, so it was Tim Krul.
Yeah, but for the penalty shootout.
Yeah.
But the 3rd place playoff game, so he
brought,
so every player he brought a minute. So it was quite nice to do that, but again, that's just a gesture, it's not a tactic.
But then players like France's World Cup winning squad, 2 players didn't play a minute. Yeah. And that was Rami, and the centre back with the moustache. Cameron Anderson. And
Thomas Lemar?
Areola.
Yeah.
Thomas Lemar played a couple of minutes here and there, but Areola didn't play, and he went as 3rd choice keeper. And it's just like, if you go in as a 3rd choice keeper,
you kind of have that expectation though. I feel like, obviously we've never been there, and I don't think we'll ever be there, but maybe one day, but getting choice goalkeeper for a tournament, it's like, look, it can be quite I think it could be possibly quite nerve-wracking, because like, look, if things go wrong, we need you. And it comes down to that. And obviously, I think I'm trying to think when I've ever seen a 3rd choice goalkeeper have to put it on. I can't think of a time where I've seen a 3rd choice keeper come into.
I can't think of a time I've seen a 3rd choice keeper come into play, because I can't even think of it in a club side.
No, that's what I'm trying to think. I've seen secondary goalkeepers,
second choice
like
keepers,
Sergio Romero, Willy Caballero,
in cup competitions, Dean Henderson this season.
When Ben Foster in the League Cup, I think that was the best story I've ever heard.
I mean, John Ruddy's going to be starting for Wolves for probably the rest of the season.
And
got injured, didn't he?
That's the lack of a second goalkeeper. So when we look at a third goalkeeper, you tend to look at them as prospects. You talked about Areola. Areola's still young. I mean, he'll get.
He's had a great season.
He's had a great season. You know, if it wasn't for him at Fulham, I think Fulham would be a lot worse.
They'd concede a lot more goals. Yeah.
You know, and that's the way it goes. So like, I think being a third choice goalkeeper, it kind of connotes you're either really, really old, and like Mandanda, who was France's third goalkeeper.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
where he
was. I don't know, because they seem to have named him in their squad.
Yeah.
That's what it says on their goal, at least.
Yeah.
And that means France are taking 4 keepers for this international break, which I can't really understand, because Mandanda's 36 now. Like, I mean, I only know him from FIFA. I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen him play.
He joined Palace, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, I have seen him play. Yeah, because he joined Palace for a season.
Yeah.
And then he went back to
Marseille. He just didn't enjoy it.
It's just like I know he's a decent keeper. I've always known he's a decent keeper, but it's just at 36. Do you keep playing?
I don't know.
International football?
I mean, if I was part of that French team, this golden generation, and you're 36 and you're third choice goalkeeper, and they're going to bring you up every tournament, you're not going to say no, because it's just more medals and more fun, probably. Like, let's be real. Like, you know, you're playing with the likes of, you know, Pogba, N'Golo Kante, Mbappe, Griezmann. Even Giroud,
exactly.
So you got a lot of talent there. So it's just one of them things, really. And I think we talk about missing out. I want to go into our next topic, if that's all right.
Go on.
Spurs. They've missed out big time.
They really are.
Big time. It's probably the funniest thing I think I've seen Mourinho be a part of. It's probably the most humiliating thing. Getting knocked out by a team that had no chance. A team that manager was in prison.
I know. Manager in prison.
The owner or chairman, he's got a court case coming up on that week. And like, legit, apparently the team only trained twice that week, and that's crazy. Yeah. And somehow they managed to.
And they get knocked out by Mislav Orsic hat-trick. It's just like, well, I don't want to brag, hate bragging, but half time when they were 1-0 down, I said, Mislav Orsic. Oh no, it was 0-0 at half time.
No. It was a stalemate.
I said, I bet because Mislav Orsic's the only Dynamo player I knew.
Yeah. How did you know?
Through FIFA. He got a special card on FIFA last year, and I just knew he played for Dynamo Zagreb, and I said to me mate, who's a Spurs fan, Orsic hat-trick coming in here, and then it actually happened. I was like, I might have jinxed that, but who saw that coming?
No one did. And then what made me laugh more, what really rubbed the salt in Spurs fans' room, is Luka Modric. I mean, Luka Modric seemed like he forgot for a long time he played for Spurs. Like, I feel like that's just blocked out of his mind. Maybe he just didn't enjoy it.
Maybe he did forget. Yeah. They weren't exactly the club they are now when
exactly. And he was just like putting on his Instagram, Twitter. And then to make it even funnier, I think Joe Hart's social media account, whoever got it, I'm sorry if you're looking for a job. We're not hiring at WDSportz in case they're watching. But that made me laugh, because his social media team, I think, they didn't understand the rules or something, so they posted like, congratulations on Spurs going through. You haven't gone through, you know.
They saw a 3-0 win and thought, job done, brilliant.
Yeah. And is this now probably the worst season Spurs fans have seen in a long time?
Well, they're in a League Cup final. Yeah. Let's not forget, they could win the trophy this season. And I saw a stat, they're the most informed team in the Premier League at the moment.
How many games? 7?
Over 5 games. Over the last 5 games, they've won 4, scored 12, conceded 3. I mean, there's obviously the Arsenal defeat in there, and they went out of the Europa League in there, in the middle of that. But how it's so typical of Spurs that their season falls apart when they're the best team in the league.
Exactly.
Like, Gareth Bale starts scoring, and now wants to go back to Real Madrid. Which is brilliant.
I think it's so funny that he wants to go to a club where when he gets subbed on, the fans boo him.
Yeah.
You know, this club loves and adores him. I think Spurs fans are willing to die for him. There's probably some Spurs fans that are willing to give up their mum. There's
guaranteed to be Spurs fans with Gareth Bale tattoos. 100%. They've got Gareth Bale somewhere on tatted on permanently on their body somewhere, and he's.
If we ever get Gareth on our thing, if he's watching,
you know Gareth. Feel free to come on.
You know, I want to ask you why do you think his Spurs time has fallen apart? Is it the lack of fitness? Is it lack of game time? Is it probably Mourinho's football? Because Mourinho's football doesn't look like it suits how Gareth Bale wants to play football. You look at how when Gareth Bale was back at Anfield Bowl.
Yeah.
Anfield Bowl just game
theory. Yeah.
You know? So what's your theory?
My theory is that he's getting paid far too much. He's the highest paid player in the Premier League by, I think it's £375,000 a week.
Wow, that's crazy.
And that's 350 of that's paid by Real Madrid, and 250 is paid by Tottenham, and he's Tottenham's highest paid player by 130 grand a week. So, over people like Harry Kane, Hugo Lloris, Dele Alli's up there. Son's not on anything really. Son's on 70 grand a week or something, which is not much for probably the best Asian player ever. Yeah. I know you're going to say Jason Park, but yeah. But it's just how much motivation is there when you know you're on 600 grand a week for at least another year? You know you're not getting released by Real Madrid because they can't afford to, because they have to pay you something like nearly 30 million just to release you.
Absolutely mental. But when you look at Spurs as a unit, when Gareth Bale coming back, I always knew it was going to be a problem. I always knew, because it's not like for example when Henry came back to Arsenal, different thing, but there's Henry was regularly playing football, I think, for
New York Red Bulls,
so he had his fitness and stuff like that. Granted, he was old, but he could still do it.
He was old, and no one expected him to come in, start every game, be the Henry that Arsenal fans knew.
And then he came in and he did it, and fair play to him, and he was like willing of love to do it. But I feel like the Bale transfer is more like, it's like a relationship, right? There's one who really, really wants to try, and there's one who's looking at the door every 10 seconds. Spurs are the one who wants to try, and Bale's the one looking at the door every 10 seconds. Because he wants to get out of there. He didn't want to be there. I'm sure he was.
I don't think he ever wanted to be there now.
I think he was hoping that an MLS team might have pulled him, PSG maybe. A team with that type of caliber and money to get him out.
I can see him in the MLS after maybe even another year. And he's got another year on his contract at Real, and then probably MLS. Yeah, like realistically, he's so marketable. Yeah, he is one of the most marketable players in the world.
And realistically, he's won a lot. He's done it all. You know, I think he's won a La Liga. I think he won a La Liga. He's won
Copa del Rey, 3
Champions Leagues. And you know, he's turned up in the big games. You know, that goal he scored against Liverpool in the Champions League final, amazing goal, amazing. So
exactly,
you know, he'll do it.
Look at what Rooney did when he went to the MLS. Everyone thought, his career is over now. He'll just probably see it out in the MLS, collect his last big payday, and then he's doing quite all right at Derby now, isn't he? I don't think they're in great form. No. They've not been in great form all season.
I mean, he's been handed a sinking ship, I think.
Yeah,
at Derby.
Yeah, exactly. But like Rooney went out to the MLS and was one of the best players in the league, and I can just see Bale doing that. To be honest with you, collect a big payday, 100 grand a week. Out in America, getting to live in LA or New York, somewhere that people want to live rather than North London.
I doubt they will live in Tottenham area. But you know, and then obviously on the other side of that, with the Europa League and in terms of English club, obviously Man United somehow. I did the last episode to feel free to have a go, because I said we'll lose, because I thought we'll lose against AC Milan, because AC Milan were the stronger team there. You know, they looked
instead fast against Leicester.
Yeah,
which is.
I mean, that's what I mean. It's just that. It's the consistency. AC Milan. Okay, no disrespect to them. They're not the team they used to be. Obviously, they're
in a rebuilding stage. It's clicking for him this season.
Yeah, obviously, very same boat. Second, realistically, could chance for the league, but I think it's Inter's now.
Yeah.
Got players like Hakan who've come in and done a really good job. Kessie is coming out, and you know,
Kessie looked like the best player over the 2 legs.
I know.
Over both sides.
Yeah, exactly. And they're building something there, and they're working really hard to get it, and they're going for a new outlook, which I'm all for. And then obviously, on the other side, you've got us, Man United, who are still trying to struggle. We're trying to find what we're going to be, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, realistically...
all your fans want you to challenge for the title.
Yeah.
All your players don't look like title challenging players.
No.
But then some of them do look like they could play a key part in challenging the title. If you can go and get a striker this summer, a striker who actually wants to play for the club, unlike Cavani, and Martial's not a striker.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can go and get a striker this summer, maybe next year you challenge for the title. Depends on injuries,
maybe, and especially, I think realistically, when I was watching that Leicester game, I mean, we didn't look like we were in it at all, and I was looking, okay, still 0-0, and then the way we conceded with Fred what was he think? I mean, it's not. I think it's two ways. I think Maguire's panicked and hit it to him, and he's underhit it. So Fred's had to come back. But as a midfielder, you should be used to that turn, look around, take your time, clear it, boot it out of play.
Know how much time you've got on the ball. I mean, it's one of the first things you learn when you play central midfield, isn't it?
Absolutely panics. He hits the panic button. He kicks it, and I think he kicks it straight into Ian Nacho's path. And Ian Nacho's in form. And
I was just about to say that. Ian Nacho's having a great couple of weeks, isn't he?
He's having a great couple of weeks, and he's been a decent striker. We're seeing that old 2014 Man City Ian Nacho we saw under Pellegrini, and I think he's great enough to carry on with that. And I think when you look at it, we didn't deserve to be in that game. We were awful. I think some of the goals they were all right. Tielemans' goal, one of the best goals I think I've seen in the FA Cup.
I didn't see it.
I think he ran from midfield. He ran past the whole of the United team. Honestly, he ran past like they weren't even there, like they were just spirits of old, and he just slots it past. Great goal.
Spirits of old. Ahmed's great sayings.
But when you look at the first and third goal, for me, it's just bad defending. It's from a set piece. It's the back post. Who's watching the man on the back post? It's simple under 13 stuff. Dean Henderson's come out and he's gone, okay, just commit to one, stay or go, you know. Don't teeter around the fence when you're in net, because it's going to end up in the back of the net.
Do you think Henderson's better than De Gea?
No. Dean Henderson, for me, is personally one of those players, I think, to see the best out of him, you've got to play him week in, week out. I don't think he's one of those guys who likes to sit there and ride the bench. I think he personally hates it, and I completely understand that. You know, he's not got the same. Again, come back into what we talked before, link it back. He's not that expectation of a second choice goalkeeper. He's a prospect.
Exactly. So but he wants to be first choice.
So he wants to be first choice, and you know, I think he's quite a good age now, tender age for a goalkeeper. Compare him to the likes of Ramsdale, who respectively had both great coming seasons last season. Ramsdale's having a terrible time with that Sheffield team.
I mean, his season last season was a bit. Everyone sort of saw it as a great season, but that's only because Bournemouth conceded so many shots. Like he would make so many saves, like Cal the Dragon. He claims he's made 110 saves in one game. But I mean, we weren't there. We can't judge. If you did, Cal, just tell us. But like his save percentage was ridiculously high last year, Aaron Ramsdale's, because Bournemouth conceded so many shots. Like they conceded good chances, and would he save them? Usually no. Would he make a mistake every game? Yes, but everyone expected that because it was Bournemouth.
Exactly.
This season with Sheffield United, he's joined what was a mid-table side last year and not been up to expectations.
That's what I mean. And then obviously with that, his confidence has gone. Dean and Sheffield getting relegated, I can't see Dean Henderson going back, because I feel like he's gone. You know, I've took my career so far. I can see him going to a Premier League club.
I've seen Dean Henderson heavily linked to Borussia Dortmund, because I know they're looking for a new keeper. Because I mean, I think it's Berkey isn't cutting it anymore. And I've seen him linked to a Borussia Dortmund, which might be the perfect place for him to go. First choice keeper at Borussia Dortmund. There's English people there, like Jude Bellingham, Sancho. It's maybe a one step below Man United, below the expectations of Man United, because Borussia Dortmund maybe challenged for the league early in the season, but Bayern Munich run away with it. Challenge for a cup competition. Go far in the Champions League. That's maybe the expectation at Dortmund. And Man United, obviously, all fans want something a bit more.
Of course. But honestly, I wouldn't mind if he went. You know, I don't think it'll be another loan deal. I think it'll be one of those ones. I think secretly he's probably told the club, like, look, you either want me or you don't. I don't want to go on another loan deal for 3 years. Unless they do what Chelsea did with Courtois, which is really, really clever, where I think the loan deal with Atletico Madrid was like 5-4 seasons, something mad.
It was a long time.
It was a long season, and obviously then when you're ready, when Czechs finally took off the scrum cap and put it down, or move to the other side of London, you can come in.
And I guess they guaranteed him, you stay at Atletico Madrid, don't just play out week in, week out for Atletico Madrid. In 4 years' time, when Petr Cech's left or too old, retired, whatever,
we'll come get you.
Well, you can come back. You can be our first choice keeper. Guaranteed it.
And then we'll sell you to Madrid.
And then we'll sell you to the other side of Madrid. And you can be hated by both sides of Madrid at the same time.
Exactly. Again, I think that's the life of a goalkeeper. Obviously, being a goalkeeper is probably one of the most unfair positions in football.
You always get judged, don't you?
And I think, especially when you're English in this country, English goalkeepers, I think we really went through this pedigree of not really having a keeper. In 2014, who was that? Was it Joe Hart? Joe Hart was our main keeper, and obviously, again, we talked about it from like last week or something like that. Pep came in, didn't like him. Joe Hart's confidence hits the floor. You know, he goes to Torino, has a terrible time, hits the floor. He's at Spurs now. I think he's had to
second choice keeper at Spurs.
Yeah, I think his last time he played was Marine or something like that.
Probably.
Well, did he play in the European League?
He might have played against.
I think he played in the European League.
Did he play against Zagreb? I don't know. Actually.
I don't know if anyone knows.
I didn't pay much attention to their keeper because they didn't do anything.
Yeah, I was just laughing too much. And again, like, it comes back to that. And I think, for me, to conclude, I think Dean Henderson should move if he wants to. I think, obviously, United have
a longer career,
have ruined that relationship with Sergio Romero. They've kept him, and obviously, I don't think he'll go, so I think he'll leave as well. But it's just one of them ones. It's just how he wants to play his career. I think he wants more game time, and I think obviously with De Gea on the contract he is, and De Gea with the status he is, he's not going to get that much. I think De Gea wants to play.
It all depends, and no one needs a top class keeper at the moment because every top team has a keeper who may be better than De Gea at the moment.
Yeah, true.
The teams that would come in for him, maybe Atleti have got Oblak.
Yeah.
I mean, Real have got Courtois. PSG have got Navas.
And then obviously they got
Bayern Munich have got Neuer.
Yeah.
There's no gap for him there. Juve have got Szczesny, who's possibly having. He's been in brilliant form since going to Italy.
Yeah.
And I mean, lots of his teammates call him the best keeper in the world.
I mean,
I don't know how much Juventus you watch.
No, I mean, realistically, Juve are a team I always think are like not doing so well because of what's going on. But it's just one of them ones. But obviously, you know, I don't keep up with that title too much. But I know for a fact there's one title you keep up with, and that's a League One title.
League One title. Well, Peterborough lost last night to Blackpool. Peterborough are one spot above us, and now we have a game in hand. We need 2 points. And we have 2 games in hand on Hull, who are top, and we need 5 points. So 2 wins puts Sunderland top of the table. And I cannot wait. I've got a fiver on us to win the league outright. Something ridiculous, 10 to 1 or something. When we were, I think we were 8th when I put that on.
Yeah.
And it looked like, we weren't going to go anywhere great, but we might get playoffs. And now it looks like we actually stand a chance of winning the title. And like I think I said last week, we are the best team League One has ever seen. We're quite now we've started playing proper football. Aidan McGee's probably the best player ever in League One. Let's be real, he's a class above. I mean, Charlie White. We've got people like Jordan Jones, who we signed from Rangers, who I've never seen play before. Yeah. But I knew pacey winger had a nice little cross on him, and it's exactly what he's done. He's basically like Aidan McGee, but on the right hand side. We've got Dion Sanderson on loan from Wolves, one to watch for the future. He's my real tip for the England squad later in life because he's brilliant. He's tall, his positioning is great. He's only 21, but he says he wants to leave, go back to Wolves. So he'll probably go back to Wolves. We'll be in the Championship next season with no centre backs. But even the players who are filling in, because he's our only fit centre back at the moment, and we still look like we're going to win every game. We're playing a defence of a left back, a centre back, and 2 central midfielders every game, basically.
But with your rich owner now, the guy.
The new owner. Hopefully we can get Sanderson on another year loan. I mean, that'd be the dream. But it looks like us and Hull are going to go up because Hull actually look quite good as well. And if will we drop points for the rest of the season? I can't see it happening. But we probably will drop points at least once. We're not going to win every game, but right now we look like the best team in the league, and I'm quite excited. I've never seen us look like a really, really good team.
Because in the 2 years I've known you, Sunderland for me, I've always been that team just falling from a great height.
I mean, when we first met, I was like, oh yeah, we'll be straight back up to the Championship this season. What do you mean League One's going to be easy? Walk in the park. And
do you think you'll still have that stagnation in the Championship in that sense, or do you think you'll go 2 seasons?
I think we'll probably go mid-table next year, and then I think we'll be challenging for playoffs until we get back into the Prem.
Let's go for it. And before we leave, because I want to just mention it because I'm conscious of the time and stuff like that. You talked about the England wild card. Say for example, Gareth takes 2 goalkeepers.
Yeah.
He's got 1 space, and it can be any position you want. Who you take it?
Patrick Bamford.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's an interesting choice.
I mean, if Harvey Barnes is back, I'd put Harvey Barnes in the same conversation. Foden goes anyway.
Yeah.
Foden's got to go.
Yeah.
He's been the best player. He's getting young player of the season in the Prem. I've got one more question after this, but go on. Who would you take?
I'd actually. Well, I don't know if Foden's in the team yet as it is now. I don't think he is, isn't he?
I don't think he's it. Is he in this squad? I don't know.
I don't know.
No, he is because Sancho's out.
Yeah. Okay. So realistically, Sancho comes back. He takes him. You got to take Foden. I would give Bamford a shout though, because I think Bamford, for me, if you wanted just someone who can score a goal, get him on the field. But again, with Bamford, I don't know if he can play England's system that well, because he's so used to Real system where he almost has like a free reign. He just stays there.
Full pressure.
Yeah.
The ball comes up to him. Yeah.
I know, but if Foden doesn't get a call up, I'll be honestly shocked, and he'll have to go, because there's games where Foden's come on and it pains me to say, it really does hurt me. And honestly, I would love to say Greenwood, but I've got to take my bias here out, because Greenwood for me just
he's not progressed this season.
No, he's kind of just, again, I use that word stagnated. He's just kind of stagnated there. He hasn't really gone on to do great or do bad. He's just kind of stayed the same. Yeah. And obviously in that Man United team that's lacking goals, everyone looked for him. Okay, he scored against Leicester, great, but he didn't really take a game. He hasn't took a game by the scruff of the neck, what we saw post lockdown in the season we finished. So I'll take Foden because I think Foden is creative, he's calm on the ball, and he can change the game. And
he can change the game.
I think he has to go.
And he can play anywhere. If Gareth does end up playing a 4-2-3-1, he can play anywhere behind Harry Kane, and he'd be absolutely fine to play there. He plays on the left, he plays on the right, and he plays through the centre for City. And usually that's without a striker.
Exactly.
So, I mean, Foden's got to go. And my question is, who is player of the season for this season in the Premier League?
This season. I've got to give it Ilkay Gundogan.
Oh, that's a different shout.
Because for me personally, I've seen him when City lost De Bruyne. The main guy looking that team, and I thought, yes, I was rubbing my hands like this. I thought City are going to be so weak now. They're going to be terrible. They're going to struggle for creativity, goals.
United can close the gap.
Yeah. Honestly, Pogba, Rashford. This is your chance to shine. But comes this German midfielder who's been there for ages on the fringes, as you said. When we talked about Luke Shaw of England, he comes into the team and he comes in like a rocket. So I've got 20 goals now or something. And it's not like he's scoring tap-ins, he's scoring from the left. You're like 30, 40, 50. Like he can score from anywhere. And he's a good player, and I think he deserves to get credit.
Finally without his injuries. I mean, he's been injured pretty much since he joined, hasn't he? No niggling injuries, and now he's alright.
So who are you give?
I mean, the way I see it is between Kane, Bruno, Gundogan, and maybe Diaz.
Maybe.
But I can't see him giving it a defender who's not got plaudits like Van Dijk. Because when Van Dijk won Player of the Season, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, it's got to be Van Dijk. Easy Van Dijk."
Because Van Dijk came into that Liverpool team and completely changed the season.
He basically made their defence one of the best defences in the world, when it really shouldn't be. But I'm gonna be Bruno. Unless Spurs end the season really, really, really well. If Harry Kane can go and get another 10 goals from now to the end of the season, Harry Kane.
Then does Harry Kane do what Gareth Bale does? Go to Real Madrid then?
He leaves if Spurs don't win anything.
He has to. It's out of that thing where does he wait it out?
He's going to end up having a career like Matt Letizia. Yes, Matt Letizia. All the Southampton fans love him. But he never had a great career. No one can say his career was what a spectacular career. No one puts him in the same sort of bracket as people like Lineker, Owen, people like that. Rooney, who really were the best English strikers.
Because on
the best English players, and people like Paul Gascoigne, who didn't do much in his career, but everyone knows who he is.
Exactly.
Gascoigne, Englishman who slightly cares about football, and Paul Gascoigne is. But I can just see Harry Kane having a middling career. Because England, will we win anything? In Euros, maybe? World Cup, I can't see us winning.
No,
I mean, I like to get my hopes up, hopes up every tournament, but
I think realistically he'll have to move to Madrid and he'll win something there.
Do you think he'll go Madrid? I think PSG is the most likely destination.
Could Potts convince him?
Him, Neymar, Mbappe.
Yeah, but where would Mbappe play then?
On the right, or Kane and Mbappe, and then Neymar in the hole. But I think PSG is probably the most likely destination for Harry Kane, and I can see him going to the MLS. In his later in his career, he said he wants to sort of, if he can, he wants to move into the NFL as a kicker.
Yeah.
So who knows?
We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I want to make. Anything else you want to say before we go?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Thank you for listening.
Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share if you haven't already.
Comment below who you think should win Player of the Season this year.
Yeah.
And thank you for listening.
See
you next week.
See you.